Now, being with Washington has ratcheted up anti-Damascus rhetoric in the wake of a suspected chemical attack in Syria. Now, without offering any evidence, a U.S. top diplomat has pointed the finger of blame at the Syrian government.
There is no doubt in our minds, and the information we have supports, that Syria, the Syrian regime under the leadership of President Bashar al-Assad, are responsible for this attack. Assad's role in the future is uncertain, clearly, and with the acts that he has taken, it would seem that there would be no role for him to govern the Syrian people.
And so what steps is the United States prepared to take?
U.S. Secretary of State Rex Tillerson went on to say that Washington and its allies are taking steps aimed at removing President Assad from power. Tillerson also said the U.S. was considering what he called an appropriate response to the suspected chemical attack in Syria's Idlib province. He, however, skirted around questions about the likelihood of a military intervention in Syria. Meanwhile, a U.S. official has been quoted as saying the Pentagon is presenting a range of possible military options to the White House. U.S. President Donald Trump said Wednesday his attitude toward Assad has changed. And now for more of the story, we're joined out of Paris by Mr. Gearóid Ó Colmáin, political commentator. Hello, sir. Thanks for joining us on the program. Now, your thoughts on Rex Tillerson's stepped-up rhetoric, without, of course, any proof yet. As soon as this attack was carried out, it seems the West immediately jumped to conclusions. Hello, Mr. Colmáin, do you hear us? Your thoughts, please, on Rex Tillerson's stepped-up rhetoric against the Syrian president.
Well, this comes after we've seen significant moves in U.S. foreign policy in the past few weeks. We had Rex Tillerson, the U.S. Secretary of State, saying that the Syrian people would decide their future, that U.S. policy was not focused on getting rid of Assad. Assad indicated to Lebanese press that he would be prepared to cooperate with President Trump in defeating ISIS. So it obviously doesn't make any sense that a president like Assad would then go and do something as reckless as this, knowing that for 6 years he has had absolute hostility from all of the major Western press agencies, and every attempt has been made to discredit him and to demonize him. So what is this about? Well, the group responsible for publishing this is the front page of the French newspaper Libération today. This is, you can see here, very carefully choreographed picture of dead children. This is what you would call the pornography of war. This is using children as war propaganda, using them in order to influence public opinion. That picture comes from a group in Idlib called the Idlib Media Center. Now, I was just on their Facebook page before I came on here. I now appear to be blocked from it because I can no longer get on there. But if you get onto their Facebook page, you can see that they don't have that much traction on social media. There are very few likes on the website, very few shares, seems to be very few, almost no comments there. So it doesn't seem to have been there very long, but they're getting maximum media coverage, as I say, front page in all of the major press agencies. So this story is essentially coming from these groups, and these are the sources of the story. And if you look at the pictures, they're all very carefully choreographed. Why are children being photographed in these positions? Look at the lighting. This is chiaroscuro. This is kind of Caravaggio-esque in the way in which it's been choreographed.
And Mr. Colmáin, so, I'm sorry, we don't have a lot of time. I don't want to cut you off. We are running. The
purpose of this essentially is to destroy the peace process, to demonize Assad, and to destroy any attempt by the more moderate forces in the West to bring peace to Syria. I have no doubt in my mind that the people who took these photos were the people who killed those children. I have no doubt about that.
And, you know, critics are saying that it would be even asinine. I mean, even Rex Tillerson himself just a few days ago showed that Washington, along with other European leaders, have backed away from the position of demanding that Assad be removed. They said it's up to the Syrian people. Assad could stay. So it would almost be suicidal for Assad to even carry out such an attack. A lot of critics say this really stinks.
Yeah, of course. I mean, look, one thing you cannot say about Assad is that he's stupid. If he's clever enough to stay in power for 6 years against the United States, France, the most powerful countries in the world, sanctions, everything, even NATO have admitted that Assad has about 70 to 80% popularity in the country. So why would he do this? This would be absolutely crazy. I mean, at least he would want to get rid of ISIS. He would want to get the United States off his back. So there's no way he's going to orchestrate an attack like this. The people who wanted this to happen were the rebels, the terrorists who have overrun the country now for 6 years. These are the people who don't want peace, and the powers backing them, by the way: the French, the Turks, the Saudis, the Qataris, the Israelis, and the deep state forces in the United States who want to make sure that nothing changes. These are the people who wanted this to happen. And these were the people who carried it out. I have no doubt about that.
Mr. Gearóid Ó Colmáin, thank you, sir, for your contribution to the program. That was Mr. Colmáin joining us out of Paris, a political commentator.